Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we will deliberate on the last subtopics of this international organization, in which we will deliberate on the role of India in the UN. Also, we will discuss the role of UN in the unipolar world. First of all, we will deliberate on the issue on the subtopic of India's role in the UN. As you know, this United Nations organization came into being in the year 1945 on 24th of October 1945, and India joined this United Nations organization on 30th of October 1945. Since then, India plays a vital role in the issues, in the policies and the programs of the United Nations organization. India believes that after the end of the Cold War era, or after the collapse of USSR, there has emerged the demand for restructuring and reforming the UN. India believes in the revitalized UN for the changing world affairs. India supports for the fostering development cooperation among the nations. It also believes in the development agenda of the United Nations organization, which can promote and maintain the peace in the world. India has several concerns about the United Nations organization, as the membership of the United Nations General Assembly has expanded up to 193, but the membership of the United Nations Security Council, which was enhanced or increased during the year 1965 from 11 to 15. India has its claim that the strength of this United Nations Security Council must be also expanded in order to give more and more representation to those countries which emerged laterally or which came into being after the end of the Second World War. So the inclusion of these third world countries or these least developed countries will give more and more representation to these third world countries, which will affect the policies and programs of this United Nations organization. India also claims that the representation of these third world countries will make the United Nations organization more representative. Also, its decision making will affect the complete globe or the international world. Likewise, India has been in support of, India claims that it should get the permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council on the basis of, as India is the world's second largest populous country, or this is the home of 1/5 population of the world, or India is the largest democracy in the world. So having all these factors responsible for giving representation to the India in the United Nations Security Council, and its non-permanent membership should be changed, or its non-permanent membership should be given the permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council. Likewise, India has a substantive and unparalleled role in the world affairs because of its democracy, the largest democracy of the world. India's economic growth rate is also considerable for giving it permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. But several countries or our neighboring countries who are not pleased with our developments, they want that India should not get the permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council because of its nuclear capabilities. Likewise, other countries like Brazil, like Germany, South Africa, Nigeria, Japan, they will also claim the permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. So it is obvious that the role of India in making the world organization or the UNO more effective, the India's role India's role should be given due consideration. Likewise, here we will have that India's claim for the permanent seat also in reforming the United Nations organization or its organs like Security Council. This is a considerable demand and it should be given preferences. On the other hand, we are having the other subtopic, that is what's the role of UN in the unipolar world. Dear students, just so you know that during the World War II or after the end of the World War II, this United Nations organization came into being with the agenda to promote peace and security in the world. The United Nations organization emerged as the world's largest parliament in the world. The United Nations General Assembly, as we have discussed earlier, that it has 193 members in the United Nations General Assembly. However, all the countries are sending their 5 delegates to the United Nations General Assembly. All of them are working for the peace, progress, and the security of the world. The United Nations organization came into being with the motive, with the agenda that it will promote peace and security in the world. But with the collapse of the United Nations, USSR or United Socialist Republics during the year 90s, the role of US emerged as the sole power of the world. The US, having its hard power, having its structural power, having its soft power, has dominated world affairs. The headquarters of the United Nations organization also is lying in the United Nations in this United States of America, and it has affected its role playing in the world affairs. Because as United States of America is trying to serve its own interests, it is the largest contributor in the UN budget, so its role in the United Nations organization is more effective. Likewise, this UN now plays the role of balancer. Knowingly, we say that the members of the United Nations General Assembly can provide a platform, can provide the good offices for the deliberations, for the negotiations, to resolve any of the disputes among the warring countries or among the countries with the dispute. The International Court of Justice plays its role to resolve the issues between the warring countries. It also provides or offers the platform to the countries to change their policies, to change their attitude, to change their attitude in order to make peace possible in the world. This organization, United Nations organizations, however, plays a role in the socio-economic, cultural developments throughout the world. So this United Nations organization has its role to play in the world affairs. This is all about today's topic. In the next topic, we will discuss the security in the contemporary world. For that, we will be here tomorrow, Valentine. Thank you. Have a nice day.